परफेक्ट डिसीजन मेकिंग और बिजनेस ग्रोथ के लिए हम आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर आपकी स्वप्न पूर्ति करते हैं। स्त्रोत कंसल्टेक, सिनर्जाइजिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन।
Hi, this is Shirish Kulkarni, CEO of and founder of Strot Consultech. Having this business consulting company for the last 6 years, I've been focusing on small and medium businesses and helping them to grow, streamline their businesses. Having running this HATK, HATK initiative for the last more than 1.5 years now, and talking to various individuals, personalities, leaders, leaderships, individuals who have contributed in a different ways in their lives, in the businesses that they are dwelling with. And we have a great honor to have Anupama Zawalgi, a unique personality with us. Anupama, great to have you on this platform.
Thank you, Shirish.
Great. So Anupama actually is a unique kind of a personality, having, multifaceted, like individual person, entrepreneur, having her own business, being, MD of that business in chip design for 20 years, having her own company, having nuances of, being graduated, post-graduated in engineering, in electrical engineering, having done course in masters from US, Texas, and actually now amazingly qualified in the space where she is Jack Canfield certified from 2018, and being a transformational coach and helping individuals and personalities to really transform themselves. So it's wonderful to have your personality in this initiative, Anupama.
Thank you, Shirish. And it's really nice of you to invite me today to have this HATK conversation with you. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Right. I mean, I was looking at the canvas of what all you have covered, and it is not only the entrepreneurship part, but also aspect of initiatives like building mobile apps with the initiative called as Arogyam, and then we will get into more Arogyan. We'll get into more of that, where Sanups is Surya Namaskar is one major initiative which actually is definitely interesting to know. And now running your own, understanding that distance learning and remote way of working, and launching your own YouTube channel also. It's remarkable. A new you is something that we will like to definitely know more. So maybe let's demystify all these aspects. Would like to know about your journey first, and then we will get into more details of all these aspects.
Okay. Thank you, Shirish, for the wonderful introduction. Now, I'm not going to take a whole lot of time, just a brief introduction. The first thing I would say is I did my undergraduate from MIT Pune, then went to US to did my MS from UT Austin. I think I have been in business with my husband for the last 20 plus years. So we are like business partners, life partners, and actually classmates from our undergraduate college. Mm-hmm. So it's been a wonderful journey with him also. And now 3 years back, I actually did my certification. I'm a Jack Canfield certified trainer in success principles. And this has been like my journey towards following my passion. Once you figure out what your purpose is, and I have been taking online workshops, live workshops for a long time. But I decided 3 years back that I needed to actually get certified. And I was anyway doing some mentoring and stuff, but I wanted to make it official. So I did that certification. And after that, I have been conducting like half-day workshops for students, for professionals. But this, I think last 3 months ago, I started a new chapter in my life. Never had thought that I would become a YouTuber, especially at my age. Somehow we have this thing that YouTubers are all these young kind of people. But I decided that that was the next step in my journey. Mm-hmm. So I have been having an amazing learning experience with that journey as well. So A New You is the channel that I've started, and that's the English channel. There's another channel, A New You Marathi, where I share the same content in Marathi. So that's my journey been so far. And professionally, I think we have a private limited company, Ishna Tech Systems and Services Private Limited, which I have been running along with my husband. Initially, we were into chip design. but a few years ago we diversified into doing some kind of health apps. We had a product that was like a company which was acquired by Google. So after that, we were in a sort of a transition mode, and then we shifted our focus to doing stuff in the health space. So we started a company, Arogyan, and now we do health apps. And Sanups is something that we are both, me and Shiva, are very passionate about. Right. And that's like an hatke product. So because we get often asked that what is it that made you start a app based on Surya Namaskar. So that's been another experience.
So wonderful, Anupama. I think if I look at the whole spectrum, it is definitely triggered by various innovative ideas, innovative ways of looking at life, and being open about accepting the way things move. Let it be a handover of a company. Let it be, something which is coming as a pandemic to where you are just certified and you are launching yourself in a different career, which is a passion for yourself. And again, thought is not earning money, but it's helping others and guiding others, right? It's a passion.
Yes,
right. So I also heard you saying that you want to help those individuals who deserve to be helped. So maybe you can share your perspective. But that's absolutely hatke way of looking at it.
Yeah. No, the thing is, once I started with my workshops, initially, the workshops are all very experiential workshops. I think you have attended one of my workshops, so because, so when suddenly this pandemic happened and people in like my space, like personal development, it's very hard, right? You cannot meet anybody in person. And when you're doing a live thing, you can see those aha moments in the eyes of the participants. So that's a big boost to us also presenting it. So it was like suddenly, I started thinking, what to do next. So how can I make this content available to everyone was my first thought, because I think this is the time that we are living in, that people need to know this content more than ever, because, there's just so much transition going on, so many challenges, every day is a new challenge now. So I thought, maybe what I know, if I can share it with a larger audience. And because, YouTube is a free platform, anybody can log in and, just see that. And anyway, now with the Digital India campaign, everybody has access to mobiles. All learning is going on online. So that barrier has been taken away. So that's why I decided that people who cannot afford a training like that, but actually need it the most. So even for them, something like this would be useful. So that was my thought behind A New You. Starting that channel, because we need to unmask our potential. We have so much of society pressure, so many things. And now that everything is disrupted, we need to, when we are starting from scratch, why not start, with the basics and, start now. I think the way I see it is like, instead of connecting to the internet, we are connecting to the inner net. So trying to figure out what we need to do, and I heard something from my mentor Jack Canfield, where he said, why new normal? Can't we make it new better? So this is my small contribution on making it a new better, so that sometimes, some things are not sustainable. Anyway, I think a lot of things the way we were living was not sustainable. So now, there has been a pause in all our lives. So we need to rethink our values, our commitments, the way we think about our lives, where we are going. So that's why I thought, maybe let's try in my way, small way, if I can contribute to making somebody's life a little better, or maybe just being there for somebody. Just, I understand the pain that people are going through right now. And as a personal trainer, it's very difficult to navigate these times. What do you talk about? You cannot talk about vision and stuff when, you're not sure of your job next week, or, you have somebody who has lost their lives. So these are difficult times for me also, all these things people are going through. So that has been a learning curve for me as well. And so I hope, what I'm doing, my small contribution helps somebody in this time of need and, gives them that hope. Everything starts with a hope, and everything starts with, I love Viktor Frankl when he says, that your attitude is the last thing that you have control over. So I'm just doing my bit to change somebody's attitude today, make it a little bit positive, because people find their way later on. Or what we need is that first transition from a hopelessness to a little bit of positivity, or maybe they're willing to try something. So that's the thing about a new you. It's about discovering yourself, not first, having that inner dialogue with yourself.
Right. So I think it is nicely put by you that, you have to find yourself again. It's kind of reinventing you. I was just looking at the channel. It is already having some 20 odd videos already in place, pretty well covered. So my question, actually, I was just thinking that is it right now too difficult to find out subjects that you want to focus on, or is it too many subjects that you have and you struggle to find out the one that you want to pick for a video for this week or next week? How does it go?
Absolutely. You got it absolutely right. Yes, it is a struggle, but I'm looking at it as sort of a journey, that journey that I have been taking. The best way to learn is to teach. So I'm also learning along the way. And I think right now, more than, goal setting, vision and all that stuff, I'm trying to focus on how to cope with this, how to have that, focus on the self-talk that we have. So, what are the words, some small words that we use all the time have such a negative impact on us. So which we have never noticed. So now is the time to, actually take stock of our self-talk. Are we self-sabotaging ourselves? So let's start there, because, we have only control over three things, our thoughts, our actions, and our vision. Okay. Everything else is out of our control. So you have to start focusing on these three things. And if I could share, there's one principle that we teach, there's an equation, E plus R is equal to O, which I think which I am trying to live by, because where E is the event, R is the response, and O is the outcome. So, event has happened, COVID-19, we're all stuck at home, or, we have to align our lives according to what is going on outside. But we forget that we have that control over that R. And our outcome out of this pandemic or whatever we are going through is going to depend on what R we are going to produce here. So that's, just gets a little bit of control back to us. Don't feel that much helpless. You start thinking like, okay, what is a different way that I can respond to this situation? Instead of reacting, start thinking of responding, So
I think this
is what keeps keeping me going, maybe how can I respond? Okay, I cannot do seminars or live. So maybe I'll do it online. Then online also I saw that, people are working like literally a whole day they are in front of their computer. So to do an online seminars on weekends, it wasn't something that I would also attend, It's like if somebody offers me an online seminar on weekends, it's just too tiring. So I thought, maybe I can make it a bite-sized things, where there's some actionable steps after every video that people can start. And because, experience teaches, words don't teach, that, it's like so.
Another struggle, as we were looking at it, is where, there is resistance to accept, or resistance for acceptance of current state of being, and even us, like me, also would go through a similar kind of a dilemma to accept there are challenges, and to accept that there are some things which are constraints. Some of the things are not solvable.
Right.
Once you accept it, I believe then things become where we move a little bit at the next step. So do you find in your interactions this resistance?
Yeah, definitely.
Able to break that resistance, that would be the first step.
Yeah. No, initially I think it's a lot of anger. It's like, why is this happening? How can this happen in our country? How come people are dying without oxygen? How come, it's like, we are just so frustrated and angry about what's going on around us, which is a very natural human feeling.
A sense of helplessness.
Exactly,
also, right?
Exactly. But, we always think that we have control over a lot of things, but the fact is we really don't have. But, these kind of situations make it more obvious that we really don't have that control. So let's start, I think, as Stephen Covey has put very well in his book, 7 Habits. The first thing is, your circle of influence and your circle of control. So your concern, rather. So concern is like, yes, we have to be concerned about everything that's going around us. But, we need to put at least, start putting little more energy, little more attention to our circle of influence instead of just being, because when you're angry, you're not creative, you don't get any hatke ideas. When you're always mad, you go into a fight or flight response or freeze maybe, just sitting and cribbing whole day doesn't solve anything. So you need to at least, take baby steps, start going from your circle of, to your circle of influence from your circle of concern, because everybody is concerned, where we are going, what is happening. But just being concerned doesn't solve it. So, you need to go to influence and then control, your center of control. So that's how I think that journey should be. I'm also trying to take that journey. So we're all in this together.
It's amazing, but, being part and parcel and having that acceptance of we can do it. I think there was one session that you had about I won't or I don't.
Yeah, I can't and I won't.
I can't and won't. Just thinking about it, do you find that, one of the major attribute of leadership or individuality coming out is empathy, sympathy, or, to be able to acknowledge the nature, acknowledge a sense of gratitude. Is that something that is evolving as a basic trait of leadership?
Yes, it has to be, right? We are living in such times, that I think when people come back to work from after this COVID, we might have some people literally suffering from PTSD, like what people used to suffer when they went to war. You could have employees who have been through so much during these times, so everybody has to be a lot more compassionate, a lot more, considerate of others. I think they are also, actually, the way companies are handling this thing. It's amazing what you see, the stories you're hearing on LinkedIn and all. It's like, we've never thought of, the other day, Tata announced that they are going to pay the salary for the person who is expired. Most of the companies are doing it. So even the company culture has changed, a lot. People are sending kits, like, for people who are quarantined at home, or just a survival kit, So I saw an Uno card pack in one of the kits that I think Dell or some company sent. So somebody had posted it on LinkedIn. So it was very interesting. People are even the company is becoming considerate to all these needs, not just, just about work. So, they are having nice town halls, so everybody's trying to, they do their best is what I can see, So it's not like people are not doing it. But yes, leadership always has to be about, I think first even for the leader, my this thing is that from what I've learned from other great leaders, success is a team sport. So, you see that all successful people are also leaders. So you want success, you have to develop those leadership qualities. And I think one of the qualities for leaders is like actively listening to, your employees' possibilities, and also knowing yourself. Because that is one thing that has, I think, even from Peter Drucker, everybody has said, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, even for a leader, I think is very important. So that, you know where to contribute and where to, delegate, or where to get other people's opinions. Especially, I think I have been an entrepreneur for so many years. I can vouch that a lot of times, we as entrepreneurs want to do everything, so, or, not pay attention to the things that that is our weakness.
Right.
So I think we need to collaborate in that respect. That's something that has helped me, that even as an entrepreneur, because I have a lot of hats on my head. So, what my experience as an entrepreneur helps me with my training. My experience as training helps me as a parent, as a spouse, everywhere. So
wonderful.
That's the whole thing.
I think message that I'm getting is definitely it is critical to have a leader to listen passionately, internalize, evaluate self first, and then come out with what eventually has to be in a compassionate way. Because right now it is a way that we want to include the world in our thought process. I also heard saying that don't think about your own business, but think beyond it for the existence of life around.
Absolutely.
So that will make more sense for the leader to evolve. So see, business can go up and down. There are situations, and if you think beyond that, I think that's the definitely key to success. Coming to the next point, actually, I was thinking about the channel also now covers some book reviews. I was looking at 4 hours work week, right? Some different dimension, but it is wonderful to see this kind of a new approach, like a book review, getting covered in the form. So maybe you can throw some light on that.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me, I'm an avid reader, so that's one of my favorite hobbies. And I've been reading a lot. Even before I started training, I was reading a lot of books. So this is something, a lot of people, even the youngsters, say that we don't have time to read. So I thought maybe I would do a book summary of some books which I think are relevant to the channel, a new you. When we are saying new you, it's a new way of thinking about you, about your life. So the books that could help in this journey is what I'm covering. So the first one I took was Peter Drucker's Effective Executive, because, what is amazing is that book is older than I am, but each and every point in that, whatever I have listed there, is still relevant, or maybe more relevant now, And the same goes with 4-Hour Work Week, which was amazing was that when I read it the first time, I didn't think it was that relevant. It's like totally Tim Ferriss style, he's a little more egoistical. And I thought it was not possible, some things. But now suddenly what transformation has happened in business, in our lives over the last 1.5 years. I think everything that he has mentioned is possible now. So that's why I covered it early on, that might give somebody a little more ideas, what we thought was not possible working from home, as you must have seen, who would have thought that everybody would be working from home and the country would still be running. So suddenly we are facing and we are adapting. So something, that's why I included that book. So this time it's going to be a health book, Slim by Design. So how to use design to do some kind of dieting, different approach to life. So
it's wonderful. So many of us, including me, always want to have this book review done by yourself. I also thought that, I'll also have some kind of a small recording that we'll put, but to bring it to reality and continue, that's really remarkable. I would definitely like to appreciate. And whoever wants to go back and check on the book reviews, I will recommend them to visit your channel and look at it. And many more books should be covered there. Is something.
Yes, I have a whole list. I have a hard time figuring out which one to put next. So
there'll be demands coming your way. Right. Now, moving forward, as such, looking at a different way of looking at something which is non-conventional or conventional as history of India, say Surya Namaskar, the yoga is in itself. So how did you get the trigger of doing something about sun-ups, Surya Namaskar? Where did it come from? So I would like to get to the genesis of Arogyan. Okay. It is definitely having some thought process behind it, and would like to definitely understand its hatke.
Yeah. Okay. Great question. So this is something I'm very passionate about. So excited to share that with you. We get asked this question a lot, why would you think of making an app for Surya Namaskars? Because, people who do Surya Namaskar, they think everybody knows how to do Surya Namaskar. So that is one thing, if I already know, why would I need an app to do that? So this is a genuine question. But I think the way me and Shiva look at it is, I know, technology is blamed for a lot of problems, a lot of health problems, But can we live without technology? More and more it's becoming like our phones are becoming part of our body now. We cannot live without them for even a few hours. So our thought process was, can we use technology to make our health better? So that was the whole idea behind that. And with Surya Namaskars, what we've done is we've used the sensor, phone sensor, proximity sensor. So the app actually counts the Surya Namaskar. Since I'm a coach and trainer, so I used I have given the app a coach personality, So it will help you with the actual steps also. Then you can it'll account for you. And the best part is it can act as an accountability partner, because we all, our Arambha shoes, Jan, all the memberships in gyms spike up when they were open. And, after that, nobody's there in the parking lot in the next week. So this is something you can do at home, ideal for lockdown period, this exercise, and basically it's a mind, body, soul exercise. I do some energy healing also. I'm an energy healing enthusiast. So I know, what kind of things affect the chakras in the body and what the mantras, they are not just mantras, it's a gratitude practice. So you're addressing the sun with these different names. So it's generally it's used as either warm up in gyms, but actually it's a whole mind, body, soul practice is what I realized. So you try to make that app which incorporates all these aspects of that exercise. And, you can actually set reminders so that acts as an accountability partner. So because anything you do, you do one day, nothing is going to change in your life. So you can set that reminders on your phone. You can actually, challenge other people in your family to do it.
Wow.
Can doing it? Can you do it? And you can set reminders for 21 days. So that's needed to set and make a habit. And now I think we are running a campaign since we have started this yoga day. So we thought, as Indians, we need to do something to this because there are no Indian yoga apps. It's mostly all the apps are from US. So we thought we'll do something authentic. So we have a flute by Amar Oak. So you get that whole experience. He has played a morning energizing raga for that. Then we have all the mantra recitation. So why you're doing it, how you're addressing the sun. So it's a whole very immersing experience. And plus now we are running a campaign of 5 billion Surya Namaskar. So that's like a breakthrough goal for the app.
Super.
So 5 billion Surya Namaskars by 2022, 15th August. That's 75 years of India's independence.
Super.
So we are hoping like a Swasth Bharat, one sun up at a time is what we are working on.
Wonderful.
And I'm very happy to share that people from 67 countries are using the app. It's free. It's on Android and iOS. It's also on Alexa. You can play it in your home and do it together with your family. So great habit to have. And that's our small contribution as Indians to this whole global community.
I think I get a number of takeaways from there that it is a free app. It is something which is connecting ancient or old tradition that we have to latest of the latest of mobile apps using sensors that you have onto it. It connects your mind and make sure that you have all the possible ways that you can stay connected. Continuity definitely is the key to success, and consistency is what you would maintain there. So I think it's a wonderful venture, and I think that it'll definitely take things more than 67 countries. Is a good achievement in itself. Right.
Thank you.
Now, having such a multifaceted kind of a personality, doing so many things, my question would be, how do you keep yourself up and running and excited and smiling and bubbling, always with new ideas and new things in your hand?
I think that credit goes to probably my father, who is 86 years old, still loves to work. So this idea of retirement, you're retiring when you don't like what you're doing. So I like what I'm doing. So just yesterday I shared with him the book, how to be more productive. And he was so excited that, there are so many new ideas in that book, So I was like, oh my God, even at 86, he is so enthusiastic. So I better be. So I think once you find your why behind whatever you do, it helps to actually get up, because that why is what makes you get out of bed every day. So I try to find my why in everything I do. And that's what has kept me going. And hopefully it will keep me going.
Yeah.
So
having a bucket list and starting new initiative after maybe, you cross 40, 45, 50 is indeed remarkable. And there are some stalwarts who, like your father, are still full of energy at 86. And still coming to office. I've seen him going to office. I met him.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Salute.
Yeah, even Jack Canfield, my mentor, is even Jack Canfield is a 75 plus, 76, I think he turned this year. And the way he conducts himself, the way he's eager to learn and always, share, learning and sharing. So that's what I also love. I'm very excited when I learn something new. And I love to share it also. So that's like my purpose. I love to share new ideas with other people, just interacting with them and doing my bit, So
it is infectious, actually, what you're doing. And I'm sure that there'll be so many others who will get inspired by what you are saying and what you are, the way that you are expressing it. Now, moving next, is there any role model that you kind of tend to follow? Somebody who is there that you want to be like, or taking some of his or her thought processes ahead? Is there somebody that you follow as a role model?
Yeah, I think the one person would be Jack Canfield, the first thing that comes to mind, because, the way he's, even now after the pandemic, the way he has been helping out, the way he has been doing lots of podcasts and stuff, which is, it's a continuous learning for me. So it's not like training once and then forgetting about it. So that's a continuous learning process that he also does. And so that inspires us also to do. And I think in the Indian context, it would be Sudha Murty. I'm very, she's something who I've always looked up to, love her readings, love her talks. And the way she conducts herself, the humility of that person, it's just so much to learn from her. Even now, just recently, I heard her talking on the news, about how the way she's helping out with people getting beds and everything in Bangalore. So it's amazing, the way her foundation runs, the way she's trying to help. So a lot to learn from her. So she could say is one of my role models.
Great, great. I think definitely we get inspired, get our energies from these individuals, and they are everywhere. And I think that's something that we need to take and keep ourselves up and running. I believe that is the way. Now, is there any kind of message as we bring ourselves to closure, any kind of a message that you want to give for based on, various types of initiatives that you have up with you? Any way that you want to give some message to the community or individuals?
Okay. Well, I would say is don't lose heart. Yeah. This too shall pass is the most important message right now. And I think since life has given us this time, we need to start reflecting, because self-reflection is a difficult thing. Self-motivation, self-reflection, all these things are a bit difficult. You go through all those emotions that you have not paid attention to for a long time. So now that the focus has been put on your life, beyond this COVID or beyond your work, everybody's trying to figure out what their values are, what their priorities are, because sometimes changes like this really wake us up, they shake us so badly that we are like suddenly our eyes open. Maybe we are living in a trance. Sometimes life gets so busy that there's no time to think about. We got this opportunity to figure out, what we want in our lives, how we can be compassionate towards others, because that's something we need right now. I think the more the conversation is becoming a lot binary now. You're with me or against me, not so. We don't want that kind of conversation. Let's have some middle ground for every conversation. Like let's look at different ideas and work with the best one, because otherwise, what happens is when two people talk like that, they're just reinforcing their own beliefs, so we just need to have that small opening. Maybe that other person, I need to at least consider what that other person is saying is what I think is needed most during this time. And I think this is a time that we need to focus on all aspects of our life, because I think earlier the focus was too much on work, and but now suddenly health has become important. Even relationships have become important, right? We were so busy that we ignored those. Now we are stuck with those same people at home. So, we need to have some goals for relationships, goal for all areas of it.
Right. Wonderful. I think it was going in my mind, about this Hatke as an initiative: H for health, A for attitude, T for technology, K for knowledge, E for engagement. All these tenets, it appears that are connected well in your personality, the way that you have been, connecting dots and executing all those aspects yourself. But any kind of view that you want to share about this Hatke as a thought process, not only from your point of view, but also from the community point of view.
Yeah, great. I would love to do that, because I love this idea of Hatke. I think it is a much needed idea. I think when Ivan Misner started BNI, it was like visibility, I think visibility, credibility, and profitability was the three pillars, pillars on which BNI stands, and it has so many chapters all over the world. So I would see something like that happening with Hatke also, because that's something I would say, that you could have some kind of a grouping of people who have this Hatke mindset, or who are open to a Hatke way of looking at things. Something like that. Maybe there could be some masterminds that come out of this group. Or something like that, or you could have, I would say, last year I've seen a lot of your interviews. So last year when you did those things, last year's situation was a lot different. So maybe you could have a repeat interview of those same people after this second wave, because this second wave has affected, that was just about logistics and, supply chain and that kind of stuff. Now it's about people. So this time the focus is all people, I think, in the second wave, So maybe you could do a follow-up of those. I would love to hear from some people, some kind of a follow-up, or, open hours, like people can ask questions to them, for something like that. So this is absolutely a great initiative from a great person like you, who is also dabbling in a lot of things and doing great work. So it was really a nice thing, so that we could talk like that and exchange of ideas. So I see this as an exchange of ideas, as a conversation, not as an interview or something like that. So that is something, that you could actually think of as an HUTCARE. It could be a resource.
Wonderful.
And I think another way would be, we see that a lot of people might be losing jobs or losing businesses. So if we have some kind of a community that can support each other during these times, some ideas about that. So that could also help, because, these people have the same mindset. That's why they are here on your platform, because they have that is a bond, because even though they are from different fields, that is that bond, that HUTCARE is what is binding all these people together. So maybe, you need inputs from different fields. So this could be a great platform. You have actors, you have, some YouTubers like me, and, coaches and CEOs and entrepreneurs. So that could be some kind of a platform that we have. So
I think it's a cross-functional, cross-personality, cross-leadership platform, and where definitely who's who have come in. There is a long way to go. But definitely, as you pointed out, it could be leveraged as a documentation of the current snapshot of leadership as we see, and those would be where these individuals can come together, and they would matter a lot, because that thread of DNA is common, where they are thinking differently, differentiated, and want to do different things. So it's a power. And then we can definitely leverage it, unleash it, as people say. So great. I think, Anupama, it is great to have you on this, and great interaction. And I would say thank you for that. Excellent.
Yes, thank you. And you have had such people like Dr. Mashelkar, and you thought of me to interview on this platform. So that's a great honor for me to be in this illustrious company now. And I look forward to more interactions with you in person. And it was absolutely great sharing my thoughts on the platform. And also, if somebody is interested, they can actually check my YouTube channels and, continue this journey with me.
Wonderful. And all of our best wishes with you for your personal, professional initiatives. Let it be Ishna, let it be Arogyan, or it is Sanaps. Let Sanaps go more than 68 countries to the world.
Oh, thank you.
More than 5 billion Surya Namaskars they should do in the world. And, all of you, all what you started as YouTube channel, may it go viral. So great. All the best from our side. Thank you.
Yes, I look forward to doing more live seminars. So YouTube will be a side thing, but I look forward to actually seeing those aha in people's eyes. So that's my dream. So we hopefully get over this a lot faster.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.
बिजनेस कोई भी हो, सक्सेस की नींव हम रखते हैं।
बुलंदियों को छूने की आपके अरमानों की उम्मीद जगाती जोत है, हर सपनों का हम स्रोत है।
सही स्ट्रेटेजी, परफेक्ट डिसीजन मेकिंग और बिजनेस ग्रोथ के लिए हम आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर आपकी स्वप्न पूर्ति करते हैं। स्त्रोत कंसल्टेक, सिनर्जाइजिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन।